So I have the delusional idea that if I enter an art contest, I will win first place. Yes, I know, very delusional, but I'm gonna share the results and what I've learned from the 7 times of entering international art contests so that who knows, maybe you might win one in the future. So let's go. And we're gonna start off with the worst entries and slowly move our way up to the best entries. The theme was space and the prize was a mystery gift box. Now this one I was probably around 7, so I can confirm that I was indeed a very delusional child. I don't have the exact drawing unfortunately, so here is a time-lapse redraw of what it looked like. The theme was space and I drew a girl riding on a UFO. I know, super very creative, out of the box thinking. Now this was just a local art contest whereas the rest were international, so maybe that's one of the reasons why I got first place, but you know, hey, a win is a win. And I remember the prize that I won was a gift box and it had this notebook, kinetic sand, a mini board game, bouncy balls, Play-Doh, and a stuffy. So what did I learn from this? Stay on theme. I know it sounds obvious, like duh, but you'll see for the next one why this is important. And the next contest was holiday themed and the prize was $2,000. But hold on super quick. MA t-shirts, woo! Exclusive design, so once it sells out, it's gone forever. So please consider. This one I entered when I probably had only 1 year of digital art experience. So I found that this was a good time to, you know, test the waters. And I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but when drawing it, I recall that my exact thought process was, wow, I am so good at this. This will win first place. Now, I said a few seconds ago to stay on theme was very important because now looking at this piece, your first thought is not, wow, I love the holiday theme of this drawing, because well, it clearly just doesn't fit the theme at all. So no, I did not place. Of course, that's not to say, oh, if I stayed a little bit more on theme, then I would have won, because that's definitely not the case. So since this was my first digital art contest, what I learned is to experiment more and use the contest as a motivator to draw out of your comfort zone. This theme was folklore and the prize was $2,000. So this one was my favorite entry for a long time. My current favorite is the most recent one, which you'll see soon, so keep watching. But this one I think was definitely A, more on theme, and B, I did experiment more, so we did learn from the past 2 contests. Theme-wise, however, I think I was still a bit more left field because I chose to represent Japanese folklore, whereas I think the contest hosts were maybe looking more towards like the elven and mermaid folklore. However, no regrets, because I think a great way to stand out in a contest is to do something different from the others to make an impression. It could be a gamble, but in the end, I think it's worth it. And I did experiment a little bit more. You can see I switched up the perspective. We're kind of looking up at him now. Added some architecture. If you know me, you know I cannot do architecture, but you know, we gotta step out of that comfort zone, right? And I also hardly ever do darker nighttime scenes, but you know, here we are. So did we win? No, however, we did learn. So what can we learn from this? I'll tell you, you gotta find that sweet balance between standing out from the crowd, but also doing what's expected. I think if you nail that, you are a winner. So this theme was racer and the prize was free tickets to an event. This one was probably one of the funnest, and here's why. You could enter a maximum of 4 times, and guess who was so delusional and maxed out their entries? Yeah, so I drew 4 different entries, 2 for the boy and 2 for the girl. The girl holding the flag was personally my favorite, and I was so sure. I was like, yes, this one is the gold medal winner. However, you know, I was once again wrong, but it's all good. So from that, you can probably tell I did not win. It's okay, you can't win them all, but we can learn. So I learned that if you push yourself to do the best and the most that you can, in this case, it was me maxing out my entries, it does feel super rewarding in the long run, win or lose, because you know you tried your best. And you know, honestly, sometimes that is the most that you can ask for. The next theme was friends and the prize was $2,000. To be completely honest, this one, the delusional thought of, wow, this is going to win, was not there. I know, insane, but the coloring just didn't do it for me. I really like the liner and I honestly think it looks better without color. Hold on. Look, it even looks better in black and white. I think it's because I tried a completely new style and my coloring just didn't really translate with that. So definitely not my favorite. Also, I think I kind of backtracked with this one because I don't see it particularly on theme. They don't even look like they're friends. Like this girlie is just in her own little world, and then this acorn guy seems to be better friends with his grape than her. I think I was going for like a friendly neighborhood fruit swap, but even now, as the artist, I can't see that, so clearly didn't deserve to win. But there's always a lesson that we can learn, which is sometimes you just gotta do what you're comfortable with. In this case, maybe don't try a completely new style and have it not work out last minute, and 100% plan ahead. I just kind of spontaneously drew this without intention or planning, and it clearly shows. Also, if you want to try coloring this or just practice your rendering and coloring in general, I do have a coloring book with over 80 PNGs in the description if you want to experiment with new painting styles or, you know, just color for fun. And if you do give it a go, I would love to see how you color this because my coloring just, no. And the next theme was Y2K, and the prize were free tickets to an event. This one was an interesting one because it was completely out of my comfort zone. I knew nothing about fashion, let alone Y2K, and I just had no idea what I was doing. So I think out of all these 7 contests, this one was the one where I had to do the most research. I was pulling up these Pinterest boards for inspiration and Googling like what is Y2K fashion, and it was just a mess. So because of my lack of Y2K knowledge, this one definitely took me the longest. And also because I just did not particularly like the theme. It just didn't really suit what I liked drawing, but you know, we still got it done and entered in the final few days. And I remember after finally submitting the drawing, I was like, woo, I am done. My mom was like, if you didn't like that process so much, like why did you go through with that? And then that is when I got so philosophical. I was like, you know what? She's right. Like what did I do that for? Why did I go through all that trouble, like just for free tickets? But at what cost? So did we win? No, not even close. But as always, there is a lesson in a loss, which is if there's no passion, there's no point. And hold on, I know it sounds a little bit harsh, but what it's trying to say is if there's no energy or love behind what you're doing, you gotta step back a little bit and ask yourself, why exactly am I doing this? For what purpose? Is the outcome worth the work? Sorry, getting a little bit philosophical. So let's move on to the final contest, which was actually quite recent. So this theme is music and the prize is $2,000. However, this one is literally due in 24 hours. So let's draw it right now, submit it. Will I win? Will I lose? We'll see. And real quick, I use Procreate to draw. The device I use is the iPad Pro 12.9 inch 4th gen. And I always use the Dreamy Sketch brush pack for everything. You can find it in the description. And I also used the Ghibli Nature brush set for this drawing as well. And aside from that, let's go. So the theme is music, and the first thing that comes to mind is like animals that make music, and I think of a whale, like, you know, like the whale songs where they're like, ooh. So I want to do something where it's like whales kind of like jumping out of a cloud, you know, kind of like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, here is an upgraded idea. So there's going to be like this cool guy kind of like crouching on this telephone wire or something. There's going to be wires here. There's going to be like a cityscape in the background, some high rises, whatnot. And then in the clouds, there's gonna be some whales doing like their whale song, whatever. And to really hammer it in, because I'm scared like they're not gonna understand that the whales are the people singing the song, we're gonna have this dude wearing headphones just to really nail in that music aspect. Here's the really rough composition. We have this dude kneeling on a telephone wire with headphones. There's gonna be these whales in the background kind of doing their whale song in the clouds. And then this cool like landscape in the background to illustrate that depth. Let's see if I can finish it today. Okay, now I tried a person standing up, and that looks pretty cool too, because they're like, you know, focusing on the whale song. They're like taking their headphones off and going like, ooh, what is this whale song? Or should I just stick with the original crouching? I don't know. Okay, I changed my mind. I can't do crouching, so I made him standing up instead. Here is a freakishly large telephone pole. Now I'm thinking if I should have kept the cape or not. Okay, you know what? No time for self-doubt. I gotta keep going. And then for clouds, I'm using this cloud brush. Also, by the way, all the brushes that I'm using you can find in the description for easy download if you want. Okay, I did cheat a little bit because I'm using this golden ratio composition thing. I think how you use it is you want to try and like go along this line. So I made the whales go in that pattern. Okay, so that's what we have right now. I don't know if the music aspect is necessarily very obvious, but like maybe I can like string in some like music notes somehow. I have no idea. I'm trying this blue palette, but I feel like I might want to go with purple. I don't know, it's giving me like purple lo-fi vibes. Okay, I think that's good enough for the city. You can see it's literally just scribbles. It looks kind of muddy, but we're just gonna leave it for now. Okay, here's what we have so far now. Honestly, what if I just submit it like this, like half finished? This is the new style. It's called half finished. And honestly, I wasn't gonna keep like the tracksuit, but now that he's like wearing it, I feel like it's kind of a good vibe, you know? To really hammer it in, I could do this like chord progression thing, but I don't know. Okay, now I'm conflicted because before I had it like this, and then I tried the color dodge layer on the whales, and I kind of like it. It's like glowy, and it puts more emphasis on the whales. And the theme is music. So, okay, you know, I think I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, 2 hours later, here is what we got. I decided to extend this music thing to kind of make the composition a little bit more smooth. I put some more sparkles here, so here is like the focal point because the whales are here doing their whale song. And I tried to make his headphones a little bit more obvious. Ignore the hand, I don't even know what's going on there. But I think I'm pretty happy with this, so let's just go with this one. Just kidding, I'm back. One thing that I really like doing is I like playing with the curve. So you can see if you move it up a little bit, it makes it a really nice overall blue tone. If I go to green, it makes it more greeny. If I want to make it a little bit more red, more purple, I don't know, just play around with curves. Anyways, so it's not the best. It definitely looks a little bit muddy to me, but honestly, it's my first time trying this style, so I think it's not bad. Okay, so here's the whole thing. We went from crouching to standing, and then I just rendered it from there. And the whole thing took about 3 hours. So you can see like majority of the time is spent on the coloring. So I always spend like majority of the time coloring because I feel like that's where it really makes it pop and come to life. So from beginning to end, it took about 3.5 hours. Same brush, similar color palette throughout, music theme down. Okay, and here is the final result. I think it'd be funny if I put in my like conceptualizing sketch. I don't know, because it looks funny. I feel like it just sticks out so much. Okay, so I think they typically reveal the winner in like 3 weeks, so I will see you in 3 weeks. Hello, it has been, I think, about a month, so here is an update. The winners are out. Did we win? No, we did not, but it's okay. The winners honestly all did so amazing. And I think one of the main things that I really like about contests is you can see all the different interpretations that artists have. They're always so different, so creative. So what can we learn from this? This was the first time where I started a piece so late and had it submitted on time. So I think, you know, sometimes procrastination is okay. Yes, I'm validating your procrastination. As long as you are not hurting yourself mentally and emotionally, I think procrastination is okay sometimes. Right? So after 4 years of drawing and entering 7 art contests, will I ever stop being delusional and stop entering contests? Probably not. And if you watched this far, I appreciate you. This is my first time hiding my secret message at the end. Ooh, fancy. So just let me know which entry is your favorite down in the comments. Genuinely, I'm just really curious, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye!